Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a spurter. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 452.
Sexiest podcast on a network. Possibly the saddest, maybe, as well.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Cause,
It's been a real kick in the pants this week, Brian.
Sure has.
No?
For anyone who didn't see any of our posts or whatever, the Salty Language family took a major this week. and
massive blow.
Yeah, amen, brother. And we lost our really good pal, as we've referred to him on here as Soundboard T. But you've heard us describe at length many a shenanigans involving our brother from another mother, and unfortunately he passed away this week, and whoo boy, what a kick in the dick it's been.
Yeah, because we've known that dude for a long time.
I'm pretty sure we've known him since, I want to say, probably 97, 98, somewhere in that range. So, because I know I was working at Hollywood Video when I feel like I met him before that, but, didn't really get to know him until he was hanging out with, the Wolfpack group of our friends,
Right. Oh, geez, that's just... I mean, if I get into too many details, or I was just I was at work and my phone flashed a message in a Facebook group. I'm like, what the fuck's T doing posting here? And then ended up being his brother.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was a shitty joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
real
spent the rest
shitty
of the
joke.
work walking around like the Walking Dead. It's just
I'm
gee,
sure.
I couldn't wrap my head. I still am having a hard time wrapping my head around it.
I hear you, dude. I want, that day I woke up, late as usual, and I see on my phone,
well, for you, it's on time, bro.
Yeah, true. I saw your message and it was like, hey, call me after 5. And, I'm like, or it said something, I think it was something like, oh shit, man, call me after 5. And I'm like, oh boy, what happened? And then I had a text from Jeannie saying she was devastated. And I'm like, oh shit, cause now I'm thinking my brain's going more into something to do with, y'all's family or something, and then I was like, okay, well, I have a message from the Crazy Life chat with me, Jen, and Heno, where Jen says something about, I think something bad is happened with T or something. And I'm like, the fuck, and I'm at the and I'm like, I had to go to the store, right? When I got up to go to the grocery store, and I was like, I needed to go do that. And I'm like, God, I do not want to go have this phone call before I got to go do this. It's like, I'm going to go get this out of the way real quick. And then as soon as I come home, and right after I got home, Jen had called me and told me what was going on. And ooh, boy. So,
it fucking sucks, man.
So much. Yeah, that's, I messaged his brother and his mom both, and just, obviously, expressing condolences, but also hey, I don't know that in all the years that I've known the dude, I've never really, I can't think of ever being mad at him.
No.
I can think of being annoyed a few times or whatever, but whatever. That's, that shit happens. But I can't think of anyone ever saying a bad word about him, that kind of stuff. It was just, he's just seriously one of the purest, best people I've ever met.
Yeah, one of those genuine guys I've ever met in my life. Be willing to drop whatever he's doing to help you out.
Yeah, anytime. I mean, God, I don't know how many times he drove basically from one corner of the city over to me to get me to take me back or onto the other side of the city for us all to hang out or whatever, just so many times he's, just out of the goodness of his heart done stuff, so.
Yeah, it's,
great dude, massive loss.
Yeah, this is a hard one because, I mean, it's like,
yeah.
It's, and I saw that's what your Crazy Life episode's title, expected part.
Yeah, the sudden loss of it.
Yeah. It's just like it's like getting punched right in the gut.
And it's funny because, for that part of it, obviously it was unexpected for us, just out of nowhere, and it also, I think it adds to it that I haven't hung out with him in a while. You and I were just talking about this the other, a few days beforehand or whatever, where we were like, man, we got to get with him,
it seemed like every time I reached out to him, he was always working.
Yeah, you know.
So it was like, fuck, man, that's like, I really want to see that. And it's like, I think the last time I saw him was your birthday.
Yeah, that's the last time I saw him. And,
you know,
and that's, you know, that adds a little kick in the pants on it too. I'll tell you, you know, the hardest part for me was I called my nephew to tell him because, like me, he's not in that Facebook group. Like,
right.
I was in it, but I dropped out of it because I was getting annoyed by by the post.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I should probably ask, you know, Kelly or somebody to throw me back in. But anyway,
I can invite you in, I'm sure.
He's not in that group, so he didn't know what was going on. He had no idea. And when our friend Spence died years ago, I was the one that told him. And I called him and was like, hey, you should come over. And he was like, and I'm like, you should come over, you know. And I told him, ended up telling him on the phone because he, you know how it is sometimes with somebody where they're like, yeah, just tell me, you know, and you're like, no, really.
Like, seriously, bro, we need to be in person. Jesus, just get over here.
Yeah. And like this time I called him and I'm like, you know, cause quarantine and shit, you know, I'm like, you know, hey, if you're not sitting down, you need to sit down because I've got some bad news for you. And, you know, him and I we've shared a bunch of stories and different stuff too. And we'll get into all that on another thing.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, it's I don't want to super focus on either because it's just, it still hurts.
Yeah, exactly. And
like, you know, the wound hasn't healed.
Right.
Not even nearly.
Yeah. My nephew was like, hey, you need to call me more frequently so it's not just bad news when you call.
I mean, that's fair.
I was like, amen, man. Amen. I'm like, hopefully I won't have to do this ever again.
Just
twice is more than enough.
Fucking, it's the worst, man.
Yeah. And just for anyone listening, the whole show's not going to be about this. We're just, obviously, this is where we're at it right now. And it's why the show's going to go up on, you know, a little bit late is just, I don't think either of us was really feeling it yesterday. I know I wasn't, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I could have recorded it, but I mean, it's like...
Yeah. Well, and also peeling the curtain back, you know, yesterday his family had the funeral and they were nice enough to stream it. So anyone, because of the coronavirus, anyone who couldn't, because they can only have less than or up to 50 people there. And he's from a gigantic family. So... Yeah. I figured that without even doing the math, that just his immediate family and their their families alone would probably take you up to like 30 people, you know?
No, for sure. Yeah.
So, you know, and man, was that surreal to watch. I
had to keep leaving the stream.
Yeah.
And then come back because it's like just catching glimpses of him in the casket. It was just like, oh.
That was the shame is I appreciate what they were trying to do was very much make it feel like you were there, and they did a great job of that. I mean, I felt like I was sitting in the crowd basically, you know. But yeah, I had to keep like looking away and stuff because a lot of the time, you know, the casket was in full view and stuff, and I mean,
it's just
kudos to them for laying our bro out in his finest Broncos gear, though.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, he looked exactly like
dude.
He should. He looked like he should.
Yeah, that's what I told my mom partway through. I was like, God, I was like, you know, you can tell someone's done a nice job for a funeral or whatever when you literally are like, okay, they could just set up at any time to be like normal, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly. He looked good.
And I was really going through that at the time too, you know, really going through the whole, okay, man, sit up. You know, like, haha, funny, you got us all, you know, like, all right.
The most elaborate prank ever.
Yeah, you know.
Now that you're all watching on Facebook Live.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, dude, that would have been...
I might have murdered him.
That would have been, like, top-level trolling for sure. But, you know, it's like I was telling you, you know, because I knew you would appreciate it because you and I obviously have, you know, same sense of humor and that.
Yeah, we're sick fucks, I believe you're looking for.
Well, you know how it is. It's like when something's funny, you know, and we've talked about giggle loops before on here. And this kind of was a giggle loop moment in that, I was like, I've never seen T laying down like that without hearing him snore like a monster.
Exactly.
That, honestly, it was, and obviously anyone knows me knows, I mean, no disrespect to the dead, and obviously, but that was maybe more surreal to me than anything, was seeing him like laying there. And like I said, I've seen him, him and I have shared rooms how many times,
Oh yeah, right.
and every time it's like, usually as soon as and he doesn't even have to be laying, anywhere he would sit, just,
Yeah, just out.
So, yeah, but I gotta say, kudos to his family for not doing a normal service like that. His siblings got up and told stories, and that really helped break the heaviness of everything, because they told some really, really great stories. And I love the fact that everybody who got up and told a story was like, he'd drop anything for you. He's always there for you, and he, and when they talk about his mannerisms, it's like, it's good to know that the dude we knew is the same dude they knew.
Yeah. That's why he's just 100% genuine guy.
Yeah, there was no putting on airs for one group versus the other and stuff. So anyway.
Yeah. But yeah. I got a nice little rocks glass of some bourbon. I'm gonna put a little taste in my mouth for my pale tea.
Right.
It might be one of those things, Brian. I'm gonna do it to you at some point. So you better be prepared.
Yeah, I think
when this whole COVID shit ends, we're going to Rockies, and you and I are doing a Jaeger shot for tea.
Fuck. Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Yeah. Fuck. I will say I will say I had an all day in his honor the other day. So, and
I mean, if you're a long time listener to the show, you may remember when we had, I think, 2 years in a row, Soundboard T pick our break music.
Oh yeah,
in February.
Yeah, right. So
because we're assholes.
Well, whatever. We had fun with it.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was hilarious.
He thought it was funny. Yeah.
He thought it was funny. The big thing is he's in on the joke. That's all that matters.
Yep. And for anybody who hasn't been listening long enough, he kind of got the name of Soundboard T, back when we used to joke about the show, being that our sound was done by a pug, Seamus, or, Seamus Pug Studios. And,
right.
So, and, T used to sit there. There were different times he came over when we used to record at my place. He used to come over and just sit and listen to us. And every once in a while, he would chime in something from the background or whatever. And for the record, it wasn't like we were like, hey, you have to sit over there. We offered to let him.
Yeah, like saddle up to a mic.
He was like, nah. So eventually we got him though. There's episodes of the Beer Fest ones he's on, and
yeah, he's been on some of the Enthusiasts. Yeah, because of the Beer Fest.
Yeah. So, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's like we're already talking. We're gonna do an Enthusiast about T and just kind of share stories, memories, whatever, and things. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely check that out, and we'll do that at some point. I don't know. We don't have a timeline on it yet, but soonish. Because I don't want to let it go too long, but also it's still really fresh.
Seems too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, too soon. Too soon.
But yeah. Anyway, certainly will be missed, and there's a massive hole in our hearts over this. So.
Oh my God.
No,
I know
nobody's
what
ever going to clog
was
this.
singing about.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen.
Fuck.
So, all right.
You make me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now that we've totally just bummed you the fuck out.
Yeah. So let's move on to stuff that's not a huge bummer in our lives.
I was going to say, honestly, as far as the how was your week part of it, that's pretty much been my week, is just not sleeping right, feeling awful, and, having incredible anxiety before the funeral yesterday. I got to say, to turn this back into jokes and, at inappropriate times, best part about the Facebook streaming part of the funeral, didn't have to dress up for it.
I mean, that's true. I was sitting on my couch.
Although, in
that's
fairness,
actually what made it weird for me, though.
if I was going to dress up for a motherfucker, he would have been one of the ones I would have dressed up for. I would have pulled the suit out and dusted it off for him.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I was sitting on my couch watching it go down. And I'm like, it almost didn't feel like closure to me still.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big downside to it. Is it's not going to. It's similar to how, sometimes there isn't like a body, or if someone doesn't have a gravestone, there's certain elements of people that are going to feel like they need that for their closure. But unfortunately, Rona's a bitch. So,
but I gotta say, I thought this was a little weird today, though.
Yeah,
as I was, had the grill fired with some chicken thighs. They were delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing some Animal Crossing just to, while I was waiting for my grill to get the temp,
Yeah.
Because, you got to do your daily shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all I was going to do, just do my daily shit. So I'm running around catching fish, running around the perimeter of the island, doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a fucking gift in the air, which happens. So I'm like, bust out my slingshot. Let me pop this motherfucker.
Right.
You know what was in that present, Brian?
What's that?
A captain's hat.
Seriously? Oh, shit,
How
dude.
fucked up is that?
Wow. Again,
so my little Animal Cross dude is sporting a captain's hat now.
Nice. A little nod to Captain T, which, again, for anyone
it's one of my favorite pictures of him.
Yeah, mine too.
And I could not believe it when I looked at my inventory. It said captain's hat, and I went, no fucking way. I'll have to take a picture of it and send it to you.
That's fucking amazing.
I couldn't believe it, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, real quick, the story on that is for one of T's birthdays, you bought it for him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tony bought him this hat that very reminiscent of, if you've watched Gilligan's Island, very reminiscent
if you're
of
old as fuck,
right, of the skipper's hat, and he wore it the whole night. And man, I can't believe how many women came up to him and were like, talking to him about that hat and whatever. It was a great icebreaker. I mean,
oh fuck yeah,
man, was that a great icebreaker?
I know, right?
The second best icebreaker I think I've seen in person, and the first is the one from Jeremy's bachelor party.
Oh yeah, the shirt.
The shirt that says, "What was it? I'm getting married."
Yeah, write something on me.
Write something on me. Yeah, I forgot exactly what it was, but it was something to that effect. Yeah. So. Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, good times there, I guess.
Good times.
Yeah. So how about you? Anything else happened this week?
I mean, not really, because, obviously that was my week too, was just dealing with everything there and, dealing with stuff on the perimeter that I, doesn't need to be broadcast or assaulting language listeners.
Fair enough, yeah.
Right. But with the exception of one thing, I started watching Tiger King.
So did I.
Holy shit, Brian.
I actually finished it last night.
I still got 3 episodes left.
Oh my, are you in for no.
What I'm fascinated by is every episode adds another layer of divinity.
Yeah, it's very much built the way Making a Murderer was built.
Oh yeah.
To where you're just like, all right, I'm going to finish this episode and then I'm done for the night. And at the very cliffhanger,
then this guy comes into the picture, and it might be murder, and you're like,
the
fuck?
Right. Like the one at the very end when, the episode when, and he's like, yeah, what's her name? Carol's a murderer. And they're like, what? And he's like, oh, you didn't know about that? And then,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, man. It's lunacy.
I will say this about it. It is a fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
And I watched the whole thing and just was like, wow, like just the people in it are just something else.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Seriously, if you didn't know better, you'd swear at some point like that this is like one of the like a Sacha Baron Cohen kind of thing.
It's insane. That and that's what's so fascinating about it is this is shit that's it happened.
Yeah.
It's not some bizarre script.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Although I gotta say, the one guy, Doc, was it Antle or whatever his name is?
Oh, that guy's a ghoul.
Every time I saw him, I was just like, I swear to God, this guy's Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like
He has that look.
Like, I'm just waiting for, like, someone else to go, for me to go, oh, that's someone, that's another celebrity or something. I mean, I know Philip Seymour Hoffman's dead. Don't get on me about that, I know.
Or is he?
Or is he? Yeah.
Maybe he's elephant wrangling and shit.
Dude, what a... that guy. The episode on that guy is something else.
That whole thing is insane. But I have
All
to say
of them,
one thing,
man.
Brian. Before there was the Tiger King,
El Tigre.
there was El Tigre.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I almost photoshopped your head on his body and did something like that. Like El Tigre King.
You should have. I don't know what king is in Spanish.
I don't know. Fucking A. What a mess of a life.
Yeah.
And not just his, all of them. That I think, and I'm trying, no spoilers or anything here, but
Yeah, please, no spoilers. I'm not done yet.
Here's two things that I found immensely fascinating about this. One is that in the very first episode, we're allowed to understand that Tiger King is in jail.
Right.
Right? They don't tell you why until almost the end of the run.
It's like, it's like
No.
reeling in a fish,
No,
right?
do you know why I honestly think it is? It's the least interesting part of this whole story.
Oh, I mean, that's fair.
Dude. Oh, shit. And the other thing that I realized is basically if you're introduced to a person on the show, they're a piece of shit. And
I mean, that's fair.
Really quick, have I can't remember where they introduce him, but have you been introduced to Carol's new husband?
The old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That dude is
I love the
such
pictures
a
when he's
creep.
like dressed up as a tiger and he has him on a leash and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I don't know, man. That dude gives off lawyer vibes, and he is... I don't know, man. It's just, given her situation with her former husband, part of me is just like, I feel like she's just with this guy because he can help her with her, like, business stuff and fight, the fight against, like, Tiger King and whatever.
Right, exactly.
Right. All I'll say is this, to wrap it up, is wait until you get introduced to Jeff Lowe.
I just did.
Holy fuck, is that guy a douchebag?
He was introduced at the end of the episode I just watched.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Okay, good.
Tonight, Brian.
Okay,
Tonight.
good. So I can talk about, I'm not going to get into the details I'm just going to talk about him. And, like, when you see this guy, you go, okay, clearly this is one of those guys who, thinks he's the coolest guy ever, even though he's like, I don't know, 50 or whatever with his...
That was the first thing I said to Michelle. I was like, no one should dress like that.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know how old he actually is, but you can look at him. He has gray hair. Apparently he's bald, and he clearly doesn't try to cover it up. Bret Michaels. Like, he's wearing, seriously, a do-rag, and most of the time he's either got, like, an Oakley, like, ball cap or a Ferrari ball cap.
Flat bill.
Flat bill. And it's not even, like, all the way down. It's just sitting on top of it like he's some rapper. Like, acting like he's trying to be some rapper. And he's always in, like, a leather jacket and, like, affliction shirts and these shredded jeans, and it's so over the top. And you can just tell from minute one, this guy is a con man. Like, you can just tell from minute one that this dude is trying to make everyone believe he's rich.
Yeah.
And he's important or cool or whatever. And it's like, if Trying Too Hard ever had a picture, it's him.
That's fair.
And also, when they do a close-up of his goatee, pay attention to it.
All right.
It doesn't go to his chin. It sits on his chin. Like, it doesn't go to, like, his chin line. It's, like, up above his chin line.
Really?
Yeah, and it's this little, like, pencil, like, gray pencil-y douchebag goatee.
Well, I mean, he's a douchebag, right?
And my favorite part is that in the back, of course, he's got kind of long curls. So he's rocking the skullet.
It's because he's got so much hair, Brian.
Yeah. No. It's like, dude, stop. I'll say one thing. At one point, Tiger King is like, he's like, yeah, he has to, pay women to be with him. And it's like, you think? Who the fuck would want to be with that guy otherwise? Look at him.
Well, I cannot wait to finish it.
Yeah.
Because, it was one of those things. It was over the weekend. It was just like, let's just check this out. And the first episode, I'm like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I can't wait for the next episode.
Right. That was the way I was too. Because, I've been seeing everything about this on social media.
All over the internet. Yeah.
Memes like crazy. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, I gotta, and, like when you see the main guy is a guy who runs a like big cat zoo who wears like flashy shirts. He's as self-described gay as a $3 bill. Totes a gun, like has it like the holster on his hip and tied around the leg like he's a cowboy and everything, and
with bullets and shit in the belt. Yeah,
and he's wearing or rocking a mullet that is something else. Dude,
it's a very impressive mullet.
Yeah, the best part, my favorite part of the whole thing, is the music videos.
Yeah, here, kitty, kitty.
Oh my God, dude! And the I Saw a Tiger.
Right.
So, it's still in my head. It's such an earworm. It's so bad. And then I read last night.
So good.
I read last night. Apparently, that he's not 100% singing and/or has written the songs.
You don't say.
Yeah, because it's funny because when he talks, he's got one voice, and then all of a sudden he's got this like rich singing voice, and I'm like, okay, it's possible, but I'm like, I really don't think that sounds like him.
For sure, not probable.
Well, and then Spurler's one thing. There's a funeral he sings at, and you can tell he's singing over. Like they're just playing the track, and he's just singing over the track.
Oh my God.
And you can tell he's not really singing. He's kind of like, when everyone else is singing happy birthday and you're like, like
making the noises.
Yeah. Or if it's a song, you know the music, but you don't know the lyrics. So you just kind of, yeah.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it reminds me of. So. Oh, fuck. I can't wait till you're done with it so we can talk the whole...
Oh, well, I'll be done by the next podcast.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Fuck. But, man, I got one question for you.
I wanted to watch more tonight, but then I looked at my phone like, oh, shit, I got to go downstairs.
Right? So you've gone through the episode where they talk about Carol, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, again, spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched, but you should go watch this. This is fucking... It's a train wreck.
Carol.
Oh, my God. You know what's funny is that, like, the story in this is that she had a husband that mysteriously disappeared. A very, very rich husband who mysteriously disappeared.
So weird.
Yeah. But dude, from minute one, like when you first meet her, you're like, this lady crazy before you even know any of this stuff. You just look at her, and when she starts talking and the way she laughs, she reminds you of one of those, people that is saying something absolutely insane and laughing like it's the funniest joke ever at the same time, and you're like, okay.
Like, okay then.
She's got this like nervous laugh about her where she laughs about things, to me anyway, that like she's laughing about stuff and I'm like, it's not really funny. So it's nervous laughter.
Crazy.
Yeah. And just from minute one, I was like, this lady crazy. And yeah, so when you see this episode where, they start lining up all these weird circumstances around her husband's disappearance, because on one hand I was like, because I was kind of like, maybe he just bounced, maybe he was just peace out and went to Costa Rica.
Yeah. Like I'll leave my millions.
Yeah.
To this crazy hole so I can get away from her.
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking, well, if he was smart enough, as smart as everyone in the episode says, it's like, well, maybe he just,
money squirreled.
Yeah, right. Well, because that one dude was like, yeah, you like to bury money all over the place, so.
Yeah. One of those psychos.
Well, what's funny to me, in my head, I'm going, okay, so how much of that dude's money did this guy steal?
Yeah, right.
Because he knew where like a bunch of it was. So anyway,
well, if you would have thought about it, if you plant the money in a glowing hole, you make a money tree. So that might have been. Oh wait, I've been playing too much.
You're right. You're right. You start growing bells on trees. Yeah.
Yeah, bells on trees, yo.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, as I was finishing it up last night, I was sitting there going, I kind of want to just get with you and do podcast on these episodes, like, one per episode kind of a thing. Because it's so fucking
fascinating.
Nuts. Oh, it's the weird. It is like the people of Walmart, but a whole show.
I mean, I wish there was a way we could do.
And how about the
watch party without?
Well, and how about the reality show guy? Have you gotten to him yet?
The producer dude who's
yeah,
who
thinks he's Hunter S. Thompson, I think. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Just like I said, every time, sorry to spoil this for anybody, but every time you're introduced to someone new, just wait about 5 minutes and you'll start hearing about how giant of a pile of shit they are.
Yeah, I mean,
it just is. It's like
I'm not sure if anybody in this that I've met yet has any redeeming quality at all.
Right? That's the thing. Like, even at first, like when they introduced Carol's husband, and I was like, I was like, finally, somebody who's sane. The more it goes on, I'm like, this guy is so fucking obsessed with her, and he just can't help himself, through the whole thing. And I gotta, and I mean, clearly, listen, the dude was up for like, hey, let's get into, let me get into a tiger onesie and you can put a leash around my neck. It's like, yeah, there's some freaky shit going on in that bedroom.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That whole thing is insane, and I'm so glad that Netflix brought it to our lives.
Yeah, well, it was funny.
Is literally one of the craziest things I've watched in a long time.
I've seen, like, she's come out and said that they painted her badly and all this, and I'm like, really? I'm like, that's funny because I've seen a bunch of sites afterwards that are like, yeah, we did some research on blah blah blah, and here's all the weird details, and it's like. Listen, she might be 100% innocent, but boy, is there a lot of smoke around her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if in a few years, if there's a Making the Murderer that's starring her, I wouldn't be shocked.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, yep, that makes sense. Because there's so many weird circumstances around it.
It's gotta suck for her because everyone is watching this right now.
Yeah, there's no way you watch this and think she's 100% innocent. There's no way.
Oh, no.
And part of that's how they probably portray it. But seriously, if you go look some of this stuff up yourself, I don't know that you could come across this on your own and think she was 100% innocent. It'd be real fishy,
Yeah, right.
Because, who had the most to gain from the guy disappearing or dying? She did.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and... look what her money's has allowed her to do since. It's
buy all the animal print.
Oh my God, yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Anyway, well,
yeah. So if you haven't watched it, if you're the 1%,
seriously, it is the number one trending show on Netflix.
Oh, I totally believe it.
Like, people are watching this more than they're watching The Office right now. So
I completely understand.
Yeah.
Now, fascinating.
Now, that as you've seen it, you probably won't. I don't know. I do feel almost like it's a show you could go back and watch again, and maybe pick up some extra stuff in it.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I'm sure there's shit in there. You're like, oh, I didn't see that the first time because I didn't know this was going on.
Right. It's man.
It's crazy.
A train wreck. Also, just that whole world of the whole animal breeding and all that kind of stuff too. That's so fucked up because that woman runs she runs a, I'm air quoting, conservation thing. But honestly, I think she's bad as the ones who are running the for-profit stuff because she's making massive profits.
Yeah, I would agree.
off of what she's doing, and she's got all these people who volunteer so she doesn't have to pay anyone. And they even cover that in one of the episodes, like how these people work for her for basically nothing, and they work long hours as just apprentices or what, or not apprentices. Sorry,
it's not uncommon if I work 18 hours.
Yeah, it's like, what? Like, you're volunteering. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Go home.
Yeah, seriously. Go get a life.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But still, we were first.
Right.
El Tigre.
I agree.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else happened to me this week?
What's that?
My fucking fence blew over.
Oh, I was wondering if that was like your fence, or is that the neighbor's fence, or how that
It's
works.
technically mine, and now it's propped up by 2x4s because obviously I need to fix that mug.
Nah, it's fine. 4s will hold it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had some crazy. I mean, a lot of the country had like strong storms blowing through, and we got some strong thunderstorms. And then the next day we got like all the wind. And yeah, I'm assuming between those two, that's what did it, right?
Well, that the whole weird mornings where I woke up and I was like, God damn, it's warm out. I actually opened up my front porch and I sat out there and I was like, this is nice.
Yeah, wasn't for your
And then it
neighbors
got
though, because you know
cold.
you always lounge nude, but
Well, hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
neighbors I'm sure loved it.
yeah, probably not.
But
Not
yeah,
when
and
you
then-
bend
and
over
then,
to get
like,
the
the
newspaper.
winds just blowing in that cold ass air, and then we're in the house. You just hear like, which I was like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know, it's windy out. And then I went outside. I was like, motherfucker.
Oh shit. Well, that sucks.
Not only did I have to prop it up with 2x4s, in the process, I stepped in dog shit. So it was a great experience, Brian.
Now that's a performance art piece right there. Man.
Oh,
Is it
good Lord.
something you can fix, or you have to have someone else fix it?
I can put a new fence in. I mean, when we moved in, I looked at the fence and I was like, this is going to have to be replaced this summer because it's a shit fence.
Right, and it's not a 20-foot tall privacy fence, so.
Right. Exactly. With barbed wire and gun turrets.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you got to have the towers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so now it's like, now it's become more of a priority.
Yeah, right.
Just sucks. That's not what I was wanting to do right now.
Yeah, understandable.
But whatever. It is what it is.
Right.
You know? I also have to say, and I think I might have said it last week too, Doom is hard.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, still dealing with that.
Yeah, I've heard
Doom
quite
is
a few
real
people.
hard.
Yeah. Well, good thing you have your Animal Crossing to balance it.
Oh my god, that's so relaxing. Like when I love the game. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But there was a battle I walked into with like 6 extra lives, and I had to reload my checkpoint because I lost them all.
We're talking about Animal Crossing here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Wow. How'd you lose your checkpoints?
Well, it's just, you know, you die. Like you can find 1-ups throughout the game, and if you don't have them, you die and you have to go back to a previous checkpoint.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you have a life, when you die, you just come back immediately in that fight.
Okay.
And I lost them all
Oh, nice.
because it was just so brutal.
Wow.
But it's just like I love the music in it. It's just great, like metal soundtrack. No like lyrics. It's just like drums and heavy guitars.
Yeah.
And you know when you walk into a room and then that starts playing, you're like, oh god. You know? And it turns into like everything coming to kill you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great game. Like if we ever get out of the apocalypse, you'll have to come over and play it,
Yeah.
or just pick up a copy yourself. But
There's no co-op type stuff in it, right?
there's battle mode, which is I haven't played it yet,
Mm.
but it's interesting because it's like 2-on-1. One person's the Slayer and two
Oh
people
yeah,
are
you told me
demons.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was meaning like storyline. Like.
No, it's just the Doom Slayer killing everything
All right.
because that's what the Doom Slayer does apparently.
Apparently not. If you're dying all those times.
Oh my god. Yeah, so fucking crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like after those metal playing battles are in your room and you're just killing everything. Like the metal stops when the last guy dies. It's like it kind of fades off.
Yeah.
And I always have to like set the controller down. It's just like,
Right?
Got to dry my hands off on my pants. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. The problem is your pants are already wet.
Oh, for sure.
That
Yeah,
ain't
the
sweat.
game is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I haven't played a shooter like that in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read quite a few reviews for it that talk about how it's very challenging. So
Oh my god, it's
and
so challenging.
is there different difficulty levels? Like, are you playing on the easiest?
I was playing on medium,
Yeah.
like the thing they start you on,
Uh-huh.
and I kept getting stuck. So I bumped it down to easy, and it's still hard. But now it's like, now I'm kind of like acclimated to it though. I kind of want to go back and play it at a harder difficulty now,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's just so fucking hard. Although I did find out, which kind of annoys me because I just bought Doom 2, which sure was like $1.40. Who cares?
Right.
But apparently, if you have a home base, it's called Tower of Doom,
Okay.
right? And you can like wander around. There's shit you can get to unlock power ups and stuff. But you find Doom guy's bedroom, and there's all these like weird Easter eggs and shit like scattered around through it.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a computer on his like desk, and you click on it and you can access it. And if you punch in a code, you can play Doom 2 on it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like the full game is there.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
Right?
Now, and we're talking like nothing's been like upgraded, right? Like it's like
No, it's
Doom
the same
2.
like
Okay,
classic
perfect.
graphics and all that.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah. So just a little Easter egg. I guess if you want the code, just look on the internet. But I have Doom 2. Find Doom guy's room, or not Doom 2, Doom Eternal.
Right.
Find Doom guy's room, punch in a code, and go back in time a little.
Doom guy.
Doom guy.
And just picturing like in his room, he's got a picture him with his family. They're all wearing the suits, or everyone else is not, and he is. Whatever.
I mean, there's a portrait hanging up in his room that's just him in his full suit, and he's holding a bunny rabbit. So,
All right. Well,
I mean,
okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, classic stuff.
All right. Good shit.
Good shit.
Yeah, I haven't really been playing much. I was trying to think of like what I've been playing lately. I mean, I played a epic crap ton of Stardew Valley, and then actually I haven't played it for a couple days now. So I started playing Madden again for some reason. I just was itching to play Madden, so I've been doing that, and wrapped up my first season in it finally. And boy, I got guys on my team just dropping left and right, like to injury, like through my season.
Coronavirus.
Criminy. It was nuts, dude. I mean, I'm playing in the Super Bowl and I'm down like 6 guys that were like key starters for me. Like, I'm like, all right. Like, apparently the game is like pulling out the old, like, you remember when we were kids how there were some games that you'd be winning, and then in like the last 2 seconds, all of a sudden the computer was unstoppable, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And it just felt like that a little bit. Like the game was like, oh, you're doing well. How about you lose all of your starters, basically? And
Yeah, how about you don't do well now?
yeah, good luck now.
How about that?
And I'm like, whatever, dude. I got this. So yeah, that's been about it though. I really haven't, like, I jump in GTA to just do the spin real quick, and I haven't even been doing that every day, because part of it has to do with what car is on the podium,
Fair enough.
Like if there's like a couple weeks ago, they had like the Tron bike on there.
That's dope.
And I was like, oh, I want this so bad. And you can buy it in the game. I just wanted to win it because I don't want to pay $2 million for it. Because that's literally how much money I have total right now. So
That's how much it cost?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the high-end cars in that game are insane. I don't know, like, I can't imagine all the things, how much playing and missions and different shit you have to do to really amass that kind of level of money, but...
Or just pay for it.
Or just pay for it, yeah, true.
Yeah.
You could. But anyway, yeah. But the last couple cars they've had, I'm like, meh about. So, I haven't been as, like, ooh, I gotta make sure I, try to get my spin in. Plus, I haven't won in a while. Like, I don't know, I lost my touch, I think. So
Lost your mojo?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, baby.
I think so.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. But, oh, well, what are you
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, this whole like not being able to go do anything's really fucking up my social life.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's
Basically,
weird.
all I do now is I go to the grocery store, or I go to the gas station, or I go to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I go to the grocery store. That's been it. I haven't done much else of anything.
I've been really thinking about trying to figure out, because I know there's so many like virtual board games and shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that you can play. I'm kind of kicking around the idea of doing like a virtual board game night.
I know that, yeah, like you said, I know there's sites where you can do that.
Tori Epps posted something like a couple days ago on FacePage, because unfortunately, this whole like lack of social interaction has got me on FacePage a little more. Plus, the whole E thing did too.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
But he posted somewhere that you could play Cards Against Humanity for free online.
Yeah, I was actually just looking that up because that's what this was.
I was like, man, I need to like reach out to some people and maybe do this, because if I can't sit down at an actual table, I can really sit down with my lappy toppy.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I was looking. Here we go. This says okay. Sorry, I'm pulling it up as we're speaking. So.
Oh, you know what else too, Brian?
You know what, dude?
You know what, dude? Our friends, Ye Old Wolfpack, they had like remember how I was like, I dropped that thing. You're not in that. I gotta get you in that Facebook group again.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped the thing. They're like, hey, we should do like a video chat so we can all like discuss tea stories.
Yeah.
They did it one night. I was unaware because I didn't see the post and I was in bed because I had to work,
Yeah.
But we did it again like the next night.
Yeah.
And they used Zoom, which everyone's using Zoom now.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I've used it a couple of times with Jen. We've recorded a couple of Crazy Life episodes with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's all right. I mean, it works.
It works, but here's what I don't like. It's easy to load. Like that, you click link, you're basically in.
The best part about it is that everybody doesn't have to download any, or you don't have to have an account. I mean, someone can just send you a link and you can just join. You do have to download the software though.
Right. So I did like that. It was easy. What I didn't like was when I got in, it was just whoever was talking at the time. The picture kept shifting.
Yeah, remember, it? I think Google used to do that. Remember?
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, and I find a button where you can make a gallery, because I had no idea there was like 12 people in that room.
Right.
I was like, Jesus Christ, hi everybody,
Yeah.
And then 40 minutes, you're out, and there's no countdown. It's just like, oh, fuck you, you're out.
Yeah, and that's because whoever's doing it doesn't have a premium account. If someone has a premium account, Jen, then I believe you can have longer meetings. So,
how much is Zoom Premium? Just like
I think it's similar to what Skype was. I think it's like $15.
$15 a month, hard pass.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and there's potential advantages to it. Like you can have it record the whole thing, right? And from what I understand, it actually will separate the tracks.
I mean, that's kind of dope.
But again, when you have the free version, like if you and I were doing this and we were recording, you can only do like 20 minutes or half an hour, and then we'd have to stop, launch it again, and then start again.
Yeah, because I was sitting there trying to think about it after the whole, because, like Kelly hosted it. She's like, hey, I think we're getting a countdown, and I'm just like, everyone should start saying bye, and then I was like, ride or die. I'm letting this fucker's hanging up on me. And basically, right after I said that, it clicked off.
Yeah, well, it heard you.
Apparently.
It's like, oh, is that so, big man?
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I see the benefit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess if you were say we're doing a virtual board game night, if it ended, you just restart a meeting.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Skype when it first got going. Remember how we used to have to pay for Skype when Yumi and Tate would do the show. Remember, we were paying for it so that all three of us could be in the call. Now it's free for multiple people, and
right.
I don't know if Zoom will ever get that way or not, but to really compete with Skype, I think they kind of are going to have to. Because the time limit thing is gonna,
that's kind of
good
what I
and
don't
bad.
Understand is like, because after I used it, everywhere I've been looking online, like Zoom parties are the thing
Yeah.
now because no one can see each other. Why isn't anyone just using Skype?
Yeah.
Doesn't Facebook have group video chat? Why aren't you using that?
I'd see that was the thing I didn't understand either, is because it's like, well, Skype allows you to have multiple people. I don't know. Is there a limit? Maybe there's a limit I don't know of.
I don't know. Fuck, you can use Instagram group chat now.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't either.
I mean, is like big? Is there like some sort of weird conspiracy?
The
that's
only
pushing
thing-
Zoom for some reason.
The only thing I know for a fact, well, there were a lot of people who knew about Zoom because their businesses use it for
Right.
meetings. But you can have like fun backgrounds in Zoom.
Yeah, I did see that you're allowed to green screen with it, and you see
Yeah.
behind me, I have one set up.
Right.
But
So, yeah, and I was
Um,
like, oh man, I need a green screen now. Actually, I just need a green piece of fabric and just
yeah, I've actually been looking around.
got a thing
I'm like,
behind me.
man, I need to rearrange my basement because I have this whole space over here
Mhm.
that would be better utilized for green screen than right behind me up against my bar.
Oh yeah, right.
So I might actually end up rearranging my shit down here and move all my podcast stuff over there so I could green screen properly if I want to.
Yeah,
You
sure.
know?
Yeah, that
God
makes
damn it,
sense.
I really need a new cord over here. Every time I touch my cord, I lose audio because it's jacked up.
Yeah, I hear you. I've been there before.
So,
Well, real quick-
as of April 5th, 2019, you can have up to 50 people on a Skype call.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought you could have a lot of people because I remember that was one of the things. I remember when they got rid of premium, or as it were. I don't know if they still have a premium, but the way it was literally you could have 2 people in a call, but if you wanted I think you could have more people in a call, but you couldn't have video or something to that effect. In order to get video and multiple people, you had to pay $15 a month. And we were doing it. Well, actually, I believe Tate was doing it for most of the time. I paid for it for a little bit, and I think Tate paid for it most of the time. And it allowed us to be able to do that because we like to be able to see each other when we're talking and do this. I know some
for
people
sure.
when they record their podcast they don't because it probably does lead to better connection and all that shit. But it's weird, like. I don't know. We always wanted this to feel like a conversation between us, and it just feels weird, like recording a phone conversation. It just doesn't feel right. It feels more real, like when we can see each other. So
Yeah, agreed.
Um,
I'm sitting here looking.
Mhm.
It doesn't really look like Skype has a premium per se, unless you want to call cell phones and landlines
Okay,
using
that's-
Skype.
I thought they got rid of the premium thing altogether when
Yeah.
Microsoft bought it or something like that.
I don't understand why people are shitting on Skype. It seems like the better alternative.
Well, in fairness, we shit on
Because
Skype every week.
there's no like limit to it. Well, we shit on it all the time because it fucking sucks a dick,
Yeah.
but it's free
Yeah,
and there's no
yeah.
time limit.
Well, if you're doing, like, I've seen a lot of these people doing the virtual happy hours thing. So 40 minutes for that, I guess, is like, it could allow you to do it. But
That's
the-
not powered.
no,
drinking.
but the,
We're
but
not
the,
going to the right bars if your happy hour only lasts 40
I
minutes.
agree. Yeah. But I hate the idea that you have to keep reconnecting,
Yeah. Although I do like the idea of virtual happy hour. I should
Yeah.
organize one.
We
of
should
those, too.
do
I'm
that.
just like
we should.
I seriously miss interacting with people.
Well, it was like I saw Tate posted on her Instagram about her and some of her friends basically did a virtual happy hour, and I was like, oh man, that reminds me of old times because me and her, we used to sit and we'd have a couple drinks while we were doing the podcast, and her and I
You
would
know
just
what,
sit and
Brian?
talk forever after.
You know what, Brian? I'm putting it out there right now. This Friday, I'm doing a virtual happy hour.
All
I'm
right,
planning it right now.
all right, I'm in. Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'll make it Facebook official.
Aw. Tony's in a
What?
relationship with a happy Friday happy hour.
Yeah, that'll be the move because I
Alright.
get I get off work early on Friday. It give me plenty of time to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out what sort of cocktail I want. I had a nice old fashioned last week.
I saw that. Yeah, I was very jealous of that. So, and
Yeah, I was
clearly
sitting there
the
like,
best
"Man,
part.
I need a cocktail, and I was like, fuck it, I'm buying an orange. I'm buying some bourbon cherries.
Yeah.
I already have the rye.
Yep. I'll
Dude,
tell you.
it was good.
And the best part was the cherry. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Clearly.
The best part.
the
was
best
cherry.
part was the cherry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone says like the rye and the orange.
Yeah.
Not a cherry, bro.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason it's the cherry on top, right? I mean, well,
Exactly.
it's not in an old-fashioned. It's actually in it, but
You know what the cherry is not?
What's that?
Funky.
Agreed. Okay, so real quick, going back to the Cards Against Humanity thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where is it? It looks like you can actually play like legit Cards Against Humanity online.
That's...
Wait a minute. No, this is... But it's the same thing that was there before. Remember we talked about this like 100 years ago?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it was 100 years ago.
Like, I was thinking that this is like an official type thing, and there's... Yeah, this was posted 11 hours ago on TechRadar.com, and it says, how to play it online with friends, family, or on your own even. Which the on your own thing is, like, if you could play with, like, a computer, how the hell that would work? Because they assume it can only go... It's got to pick by what makes the most sense, which is, not my favorite way of playing this game. But...
Right.
Yeah, it's got a few options. I'll have the link to this in the show notes if anybody wants. And maybe I'll look to see if I can find Corey's post on it and see if maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, the options they give here are like playingcards.io,
Right.
which has none of the expansions, but you can just play. Yeah, it looks like other people can just jump in too. And then there's other options. Anyway, we don't need to get into all of them, but it doesn't look like I was expecting, like when I saw these things, I was expecting it to be like you go to Cards Against Humanity's website and click play online or whatever,
Right.
I mean, obviously I can understand why they wouldn't want to do that, because why would you pay for their product otherwise, unless they charge you to, to play or something. Like one of the people playing has to have bought, the digital version or some bullshit.
Well, it might be one of those things too, where maybe they're like, well, if people play virtually, they might want to pick up the actual game at some point.
Yeah, and there's probably some truth to that, because, eventually, hopefully this bullshit will end and we'll actually be able to have board game nights again. And although I ain't mad at the idea of doing it this way, because, much like Xbox Live, it gives you the ability to play with friends who aren't local,
Right, exactly.
Like if we wanted to play with like Garrett or something, even Dev, I mean, he lives in the same state as me, but he's quite a distance away, so, we could, throw some stuffs together that way. But yeah, I know there's, one of the Twitter groups I'm in, there's a woman in there that was posting, I guess they've been doing, she's part of some site where they play board games and stuff. So, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was an option. That's a really cool option for right now, though.
Yeah. I mean, I just like it. I was feeling it last weekend, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, all I want to do is go and like sit down at a bar and maybe have some wings and have a beer and just be normal,
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I was telling, I forgot who I was talking to. Oh, I was telling my brother about, how we go to Stubborn Brother. And I was like, I could really go for, a slice of their pizza. And I was like, it's too bad I don't drive, because I'd be like, hey, I'll meet you over there. We'll get some curbside za, and we'll just sit 6 feet apart and fucking talk and have some pizza.
Dude, I would be down for that. That was actually the last place I went to before the quarantine started.
Just that way we can social distance, but also, enjoy some
I would be
za.
absolutely down for that.
Because I've seen a few people, like, do people pick up food and just sit in the parking lot? And I'm like, I would,
Yeah.
I don't want to wait till I get home to eat that pizza. I want to eat it while it's fresh.
Fresh and hot.
Well, I guess unless I'm buying a whole one. If I was buying a whole pizza, it'd be different. But if I'm just getting like a slice or two, I'm just going to smash it in the car before you go anywhere. Like a fucking animal.
Right? A goddamn animal.
Dude, speaking of animals, have you noticed how many fucking gloves and masks are just laying around everywhere
I
now?
found one in my front yard. I wanted to roundhouse whoever discarded it there.
Yeah, I'll have this link in the show notes. The Detroit Free Press actually did an article about it. How people are going to the stores mostly, and like even like they'll wipe their cart down with one of those disinfecting wipes and then just throw the wipe on the ground.
What a bunch of savages.
It's like, come on. Now at Kroger, I love it. Kroger, they have a designated person wiping carts down.
Yeah, they had it at Target earlier when I went there.
I freaking love that because then you don't have to worry about it, like they're like, hey, here, I already wiped this one down. You're like, awesome. And whatever. But man, it's like, boy, I'll tell you what, I thought not putting a cart away annoyed me until I actually saw at a store, I saw like gloves laying on the ground. Like, and you could tell they had just been thrown aside, not even near a garbage receptacle, just tossed aside in the parking lot. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, there's a trash can right up there. Like, or just put them in a damn bag in your car.
It makes you wonder what the spike of waste is going to be.
Oh, seriously.
Because you got so many people like wrapping their faces and saran wrap and shit or whatever.
True. Well, and it irritates me too because, they're just throwing it aside with the, someone will pick it up, like mentality. It's like, okay, we've learned this stupid virus can live on things for a certain amount of time.
Right.
You're just leaving a contaminated piece of trash there. It's like, at least try to dispose of it,
Yeah, like they should have done their children. Hey-o!
Boy, I hope they don't treat their kids like those gloves. That'd be kind of weird. These kids just randomly tossed out the window and so damn annoying.
People are animals, man.
Yeah.
And it's not appreciated.
No, not at all. It's like, come on, let's be better than that, Like,
no, unfortunately, they're not.
No, I know.
That there is the problem.
I'll tell you, I haven't seen anyone do it yet. If they do, I will go full on yelling at them, though.
Yeah, just start throwing haymakers.
Yeah. It just, like, have you seen that video that's been going around, or that GIF or whatever, where it shows somebody in a grocery store? It looks like they like spit at someone or something like that.
Dude comes and smacks the fuck out of him.
Just drops him, yeah. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
That's the receipt right there, motherfucker.
It should have been a Ric Flair, like, whoop, after that.
And then slap him in a figure four.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking A. Do you know one positive of all of this bullshit that's going on I've noticed?
Why is that? What's that?
I've eaten food a few times from, like we've gone and gotten like fast food or pickup type of thing, and I've noticed that the food seems better right now.
Really?
Like, and I think it's because they're not as busy, so they can actually focus on what they're doing.
Like, that's probably fair.
A couple of the times we've gotten fast food, it actually is assembled to where it doesn't look like someone like just winged it all together and then stepped on it and then wrapped it up,
Right.
And whatever. So it's kind of interesting how, and it doesn't, and it's tasted fresher because they probably aren't making a bunch of it up ahead of time because they don't know how much they'll sell.
Right.
So it's probably a little closer to make on demand than before. So, I found that kind of interesting.
But what I love is like, cause I'm doing my very best. Like when we get takeout, I get it from the Mexican place up the road.
Right.
I get it from like Greg's Grill. I'm trying to support the places I love.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And like we had Mexican just a couple nights ago, and I do not have a takeout menu for that place because it was up the road. Like we're just gonna walk this at the bar,
right?
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, fuck, I don't have a menu. They don't have a menu online, which seems like a horrible mistake this time.
Agreed. I mean,
because they don't really have a website. Actually, I should take pictures of it and post it on their Facebook for them.
I was just gonna say, really, they don't even have a Facebook, like a menu on the Facebook.
The pictures of the menus are all like whacked and shitty. Like I should just scan them. I have a nice scanner. I should scan them in for them.
Yeah, that'd be a nice move.
Place.
Yeah, there you go, right? And it's not like they can't use them. You just upload them to the page, and then they could just take them from there.
Yeah, like here's some high quality scans of their takeout menu.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I dig that idea.
In fact, he should do that tomorrow.
Yeah, good call.
But
Because I don't understand that. Like the world, forgetting the coronavirus thing, even before this, like if you have a restaurant and you don't have an online menu, you're doing yourself a great disservice.
yeah, for sure.
Because people there's multiple reasons. One is the obvious one. Like people just they won't know what to order, and then they may not order from you because they don't know what you have.
Right.
Second of all, like when we all used to go out to eat, a lot of times if we were going to a place I'd never been to, I would pull up the menu because of
I do that all the time.
my tummy issues. I'd look for something that I know I can get because it just helped my anxiety.
Right.
Because
right.
otherwise, if I go into a place, most of the time I know where we're going, I'm going to be able to find something. But, like the first time I went when we all went to that Greek restaurant, I've never been there before. And I'm like, I don't know if they have anything I'm going to, that I can eat,
Right. Fair
and of
enough.
course they did, but I just needed, for my anxiety, I just needed something to see it, But anyway, yeah, it's just, and if you have a legit menu, like you said, scan it, take a good picture of it, and just post it.
Yeah, I should. I should.
So that's awesome. Yeah, anyone out there, what a great way to help a small business right now.
Yeah, for sure, right? Because why wouldn't you?
Right.
But anywho, but yeah, so I called them up. I'm like, hey, like, yeah. I'm like, I don't have a takeout menu, but we know what we want. The guy's like, oh, okay. So like, well, what is it? I explained like, just like, well, the one thing is like chicken with ham and pineapple. And the guy's like, oh yeah, Polo Tropical. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Thank God the guy knows the menu.
Yeah, right. You get some new employee or something. They're like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, he was just like, oh yeah, I can definitely help you. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Yeah, you're right. I think I'm going to end up doing that.
Yeah.
Boom. And, yeah, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, yeah, because like I said, it, helps them
Yeah.
out as well as helps you out in that scenario.
Yeah, it does. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
when I was in there, I made sure I grabbed one. I was like, yeah, definitely need this.
Yeah, I try to do that. Like, even if it's a place I don't necessarily think I'm going to get carry out from or whatever, a lot of times I'll grab it because if nothing else, sometimes, like when you go into a place, you don't like, I don't know, you're hungry or whatever. Sometimes you miss something on the menu, So, or a place has a giant menu, and you're like,
right.
I'm just going to take this and look it over later. Here's what I'm going to get today.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I've done that with a couple of places, especially like, God, there was one Chinese place that we used to go to that I did that because they had the biggest damn menu because they had like Chinese food, they had American food, and then they also had like a page that was just like specials, So they literally had like 50 things on their menu, and I'm like, Jeebus, like,
Yeah, too much stuff.
yeah, just scroll real quick. I'll take this today, and I'll take the menu and whatever.
Well, like when I, because like I know we're going so local, and I apologize, people, but I love this little restaurant called Greg's Grill.
Yeah.
Like the dude used to be a chef at a really nice restaurant, and they
Mhm.
got closed. And he opened up his own gig.
Mm,
Love it.
right.
But I don't order off the menu anymore because the specials are always so good.
Yeah.
So the one weekend we're going to get Greg's, and I just hit him up on Facebook Messenger. I'm like, hey, I don't ever order off your menu anymore. What are your specials? And they, like 5 minutes later, they sent me what their specials
Oh,
are.
nice.
I was like, oh, thank God.
Well, because it is, you're right. There's been restaurants I've been to where I go to look online and I'm like, why don't they have a menu? And I've actually posted on places Facebook's on their Facebook page.
A lot of Facebooks.
And been like, hey, you really should put a menu up online because, people kind of want to know.
Yeah, because Facebook.
Yeah. I can't remember where there was somewhere a few months ago I was going to go. And when I jumped online to look at the menu, all the links are like, you can't access the whole website. Only like,
That's crazy.
yeah, only like one part of the website worked. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I was like, oh,
Yeah. Huh.
like, all right, well, I guess I won't look at everything you have. So,
Right.
yeah. Oh no, do you know where it was? It was that that place in that I was telling you about in Phoenix. Chino Bandito.
Oh,
Their website did not work right. And I was like, wow, it's like you get, you're on drive-in diners and drives. You'd think you would, make sure your website works. Yeah. People be seeing you on reruns or whatever and go, ooh,
Yeah, for sure.
Go to your website
Right.
and they're like, oh, I can only see like 1/1,000,000th of your menu. Oopsies.
Yeah, that seems like in this time of Corona,
Yeah, more so right
it's
now.
a
For
bad
sure.
idea to not have your internet presence there.
Yeah. Because I would also think that some of the places, like right now, would be a great time to introduce a limited menu for some of the places, maybe, because maybe you can't get certain ingredients as easily or, things that go bad faster or whatever, maybe kind of not have those items for a short time or something,
Right.
But anywho.
And
Anyway. Man. Let's see. What else do I have written down here? Oh man, did you see the news on John Jones?
oh god, no.
This guy just can't get out of his own fucking way. So for anyone who doesn't know, John Jones is a incredibly gifted UFC athlete, and he's the light heavyweight champion currently. And he was just recently arrested again, and he was charged with aggravated DWI, negligent use of a firearm, possession of an open container, and no proof of insurance after being booked.
Oh jeez. All right.
He admitted that he had like a drink of vodka before the officer asked him to the vehicle.
He had a drink of vodka before he stepped out of the vehicle?
No. Like he admitted that the cop basically was like, "Have you had anything to drink?" And he said, "Oh, I had like a sip of vodka." That's what he said.
Naturally.
Yeah. But where is it? When he was given his sobriety test and stuff, he struggled with them, and then he tells the cop that he suffers from ADD because he gets punched in the head for a living and short-term memory loss.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I mean, listen. I mean, it was a good try, buddy, but
It's a good argument.
the thing is, it's UFC has been really forgiving of him so far because he's so good and he's such a money draw. But
Right.
at some point, they're going to have to probably pull the plug on this, And
What are you doing?
right? I saw someone that was like, "Dude, you make enough money. Pay someone to be your fucking driver."
Yeah, for sure.
Or seriously, dude, you make enough money to afford an Uber. Just
Well, I'm sure he thinks like, oh,
or Lyft or whatever.
I don't need an Uber. I'm John fucking Jones. I got this.
Yeah, it's like
He's got that confidence,
Yeah. Like I said, just people who's incredibly fortunate to make a lot of money and do be really good at what they do and then just cannot get out of their own way,
Yeah,
And
for sure.
clearly this guy's got some problems. I mean, in the past he was busted for coke and,
Didn't he hit a pregnant woman's car and then take
Yeah,
off running or something?
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
but yeah. So anywho, it's sad on the hand, side of it's like, what's going on. But on the other hand, it's like, I also feel like at some point, kind of like, I kind of feel like that the UFC, like, I believe, didn't they, when he got arrested last time, didn't they suspend him for like a year or something like that?
I think they did, yeah. And then when he got all crazy and started doing powerlifting and shit.
Yeah, and he's their light heavyweight champion right now. I mean, I feel like you gotta strip him of the title, and I feel like you gotta suspend him for a length of time, if not say, hey, we're done.
Yeah.
And it's not so much, and I'm not even saying that for kids look up to him, like none of that bullshit. It's more of a just like for his own good.
Yeah, stop fucking around.
But I honestly, I can see Dana White and UFC not want to do that because they know Bellator's just sitting there waiting,
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah, why
Bellator
wouldn't
would
they, right?
love to have, I mean, maybe not with the troubles that come with him, but they would love to have a John Jones level fighter,
Right.
Although in Bellator, Jesus, he'll probably never lose. I mean, he's only lost once or twice in UFC, so in Bellator's...
and that's when he's high as fuck.
Yeah, right? Fucking A. So, anyhow. Tell you what.
God damn it, John Jones.
God damn
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, there you go. That's, those are all the things I got.
I mean, the only other one I really have is this is just, one of my favorite little subreddits, or not even subreddits, but it's like, I think it's called like, wow, this sub exists or something like that.
Okay.
And it's always a good way to something goofy and weird.
Right.
And that it stumbled across for me is called r/Green Dawn. I'm like, the fuck is this? And all it is, and it's something I kind of want to do, is people take Green Army men, right?
Yeah.
And they'll write either like their Twitter handle or they'll write some handle on the bottom of it, and then they just put them in public places that are like, like to put them in like potted plants, like they're staging an ambush, or
nice.
And they take pictures of them and shit. And I was just like, I almost want to participate in r/Green Dawn, just because I always love the little army dudes.
Yeah.
It gives me a reason to buy them and then put them places.
Yeah. I like this idea.
It's just so bizarre. I mean, people are scared.
Yeah. Gotta find something to do, right?
I mean, you gotta find something to do.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anywho, yeah,
like
that's really all I have was
I
Green
like that,
Dawn
though.
on being Green Dawn.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I forgot. I have one more story. I can't believe it. Can't believe I almost forgot about this one.
All right, what you got?
Well, looks like the site decided to refresh, but not refresh. That's always cool. So this is from from the Guardian from Australia. It says astrophysicist knows while inventing coronavirus device.
Stuck up his nose, eh?
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
An Australian astrophysicist has been admitted to the hospital after getting 4 magnets stuck up his nose in an attempt to invent a device that stops people touching their faces during the coronavirus outbreak.
He probably should have consulted ICP magnets. How the fuck did these work?
Right? Yeah. Says he was building a necklace that sounds an alarm on facial contact when the mishap occurred. The 27-year-old astrophysicist who studies pulsars and gravitational waves said he was trying to liven up the boredom of self-isolation with the 4 powerful neodymium magnets.
Yeah. Those.
I have some electronic equipment, but no expertise in building circuits or things, he told The Guardian. I had a part that detects magnetic fields. I thought that if I built a circuit of magnets on our wrists, then it could set off an alarm if you brought it too close to your face. A bit of boredom and isolation made me think of that. However,
fair enough.
He realized the electronic part he had did the opposite and would only complete a circuit when there was no magnetic field present. I accidentally invented a necklace that buzzes continuously until you move your hand too close to your face. After scrapping that idea, I was still a bit bored playing with the magnets. It's the same logic as clipping pegs to your... I clipped them to my earlobes and then clipped them to my nostril, and things went downhill pretty quickly when I clipped the magnets to my other nostril.
Oh my God.
He said he placed the 2 magnets inside his nostrils and 2 on the outside. When he removed the maggots, Jesus.
Ugh.
Ugh. Whoa. Oh, God. When he removed the magnets from the outside of his nose, the 2 insides stuck together. Unfortunately, the researcher then attempted to use his remaining magnets to remove them. At this point, my partner who works at a hospital was laughing at me, he said. I was trying to pull them out.
As is the world.
Right. He's trying to pull them out, but there's a ridge at the bottom of my nose you can't get past. After struggling for 20 minutes, I decided to Google the problem and found an article about an 11-year-old boy who had the same problem. The solution in that was more magnets to put on the outside to offset the pull from the ones inside. As I was pulling magnets downwards to try to remove them, they clipped on each other and I lost my grip. And those 2 magnets ended up in my left nostril while the other one was in my right. At this point, I ran out of magnets. Before attending the hospital, he attempted to use pliers to pull him out, but they became magnetized by the magnets inside his nose. Every time I brought the pliers close to my nose, my entire nose would shift towards the pliers, and then the pliers would stick to the magnet, he said. It was a little bit painful.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah. At the hospital, a team of 2 doctors applied an anesthetic spray and manually removed the magnets from his nose. When they got out of my left nostril, the last one fell down my throat, he said, which could have been a problem if I swallowed or breathed it in, but thankfully I was able to lean forward and cough it out. Needless to say, I'm not going to play with magnets anymore.
I mean, I like the idea that he's bored. He's trying to do something that's like going to help people in a way.
Right.
But what are you doing, bro?
Yeah. Stick to what you know, I guess, is the key there.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly, this is a guy who, much like ICP, as you alluded to, has no idea how magnets work.
Yeah, magnets.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wowie, wow, wow, wow.
And the best part of that to me is 2 things. One, as men, it's good to know that you never outgrow that inner child, right?
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Because that was his inner 11-year-old boy. Like, ooh, I wonder what happens if I stick magnets up my nose.
Oh my God.
Just now you take that mentality and add an astrophysics degree to it, and then you have that guy. So,
yeah, you have that dude.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yep. So,
yeah, so note to self, don't shove magnets in my nose.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. And also don't use pliers if, the magnets are up there, because then all you're going to do is just get those stuck, and it's just going to be a mess. It's basically going to be like Katamari, but in your nose.
Oh, man, dude, I just realized that game is on the Switch.
Oh,
as
is
well.
it? Nice.
Yeah.
I'm really
It's
surprised.
like an HD remake of the original.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw on the 360 they have a version, but I haven't seen one. I don't know if you can play it on the Xbox One or not. I just haven't checked. Because I kind of want to play that game. I still have my 360, so worst case scenario, I can, buy
Worst
it.
comes to worst.
Yeah. But yeah, so there you go. Hope everybody enjoyed that.
Wow, that is something. That is definitely something right there.
Yep, it's right. It's something. All right, come on now.
Come on now.
All right, well, I got a shut up and take my money.
Oh, well, shit then. Let me scroll to the top of my soundbar here and hit this.
Shut up and take my money.
A little bit more.
Shut up and take my money.
I'm currently trying to, use the chat in Skype so I can send you the link so you can have a look at it. But yeah, as we previously mentioned, Skype
sucks.
Too busy sucking dicks to help out right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah.
It's like, seriously, Skype, put them down for a minute. Let us work.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Stop ski polling, Skype.
Just can't help itself.
Just can't help.
It's like, what? But it's there. All right. Well, I attempted to send it to you. I don't know. There we go. Hey, it finally went through. Okay. So the Shut Up and Take My Money for this week was shown to me by Heno, Michael Leal, or somebody we follow on Twitter or Facebook posted it. But this is a Kickstarter for a building block waffle maker that basically allows you to make little waffles that you can actually build.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Right? And if you get
It'd be sweet if this link would open. Jesus Christ. There we go.
The waffle maker is $50 for $75. You can also get total. You can get the waffle maker plus an additional set of swappable construction plates. That way you can have the full on, square essentially. And you can also have smaller parts to build your waffle fortress out of.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember building Waffle Castle a long time ago.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Yeah.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Much like, for sure, yeah. And it's funny because the first thing I thought was, oh, this could be fun for people, to make waffles for your kids and then let them, whatever. And then I was also like, man, I'd have so much fun with this. I'd be like, oh shit, what am I doing? I got waffles to eat.
Yeah, right? Exactly. building, but I gotta put these in my face.
Yeah, I'm gonna build a fortress in my tummy. Man,
Tummy Fortress is the way to go.
I'm a big fan of.
I'm just saying.
Big fan of this though. $50 is a little high for me on it though. You know, this feels like a less than $30 kind of purchase. Maybe more if I get the additional plates, but you know, the real question.
Yeah, $50 seems a little high.
The real question will be, you know, are they going to come out with other plates down the road?
That would be actually a great idea.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, you know, we know we're asking a lot of money for this Kickstarter, but if you get this level, we'll include these plates that we haven't even started working on yet.
Yeah. So
like, I know what. All right, you're in the waffle business.
Okay. Sweet.
Plate you make.
Oh fuck. Like for this?
Just in general.
Oh
Just in
jeez.
general.
I don't know, man. That's a good question. It's really tough because, you know, like I was just saying, like, honestly, I think at first, like, I start dinking around with something like this, and then I'm just like, what am I doing? I just want to eat waffles. So, I don't know. Because there's already been so many that have been done, you know, with all the different logos and stuff like that. So, I don't know, unless we move into the next dimension, like sphere waffles.
Spirals? Waffles?
Swaffle? I don't know.
Loof waffle?
No.
Did we make that joke?
I think we did. A name of an episode, if I'm not mistaken. Or if not, it should have been.
It should have been.
No, but picture, you know, if you could have like a ball that was a waffle, you know, then you just set it on the plate. It'd look awesome. You couldn't do much with it other than just eat the fuck out of it, but you know,
I mean,
whatever.
Eating the fuck out of it, let's be honest.
So that's all I got is I come up with some new, because I just feel like that's the next boundary, right? Is you just have to, like, we have to take it from a 2D concept to a 3D concept. And I understand they're 3D anyway, but you know.
I got it.
All right.
I got it. A 3D printer, but waffle.
Yes. Yeah, it just makes everything out of waffles. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back in. Yeah.
All right, that'd be amazing.
That'd be great.
It'd be the best, probably the best thing ever.
Dude, how many people would you send waffle dicks to, though?
Everybody.
Like, here, literally, eat a dick. Or not just eat a dick, eat my dick.
Like I'm putting my almost 95% for COVID-19 on a back burner now.
Right.
For this 3D waffle print.
Well, you gotta have priorities.
Got it, priorities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just saying.
I like this idea.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and push this even one further, which is we're going to go ahead and make that one of the Q of the W's for this week.
Oh, shit, son.
Oh, yeah!
El Tigre. I need Tiger King waffles stat.
Man. Of his mugshot.
His one husband of all the missing teeth. That'd be perfect syrup for nails.
Listen, did you see, like, that dude got some fresh teeths.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Because you need about 18 of them to go in there.
Oh, yeah, because he for sure had the meth mouth. For sure.
Oh, boy.
Sure. Oh, man. So, oh, yeah, speaking of the Q of the W, I got, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Should we?
Yeah. All right. What do you got over on the Facebooks?
The face page. Well, it was a song Q to W last week, which I need to pull up my Spotify so I can add to the playlist. Shit, normally I'm more prepared.
That's all right. You don't have much to add.
Hey-yo. Yeah, you're right. We got one from good old Gordy Poutine.
Yeah.
Oh, we asked. I'm sorry. What's the best song you heard in the last 48 hours? He put ZZ Top. Jesus just left for Chicago.
Wow.
I'm not sure if I've heard that song.
I don't either.
A really good station on Spotify
Mm-hmm.
is ZZ Top Radio.
Okay.
Because it's a nice mix of like classic rock, southern rock. You know, it's good shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna add this to our sick ass song Q to W playlist.
All right. And you know, it's funny because as I told you before, I could have swore that I had, I could have swore that we had one over on Twitter, but
Right.
I can't so much find it. So if you responded on Twitter, I'm sorry, but I can't seem to locate it currently. You know, so yeah, I feel all tore up about it.
I am quite sad over here.
I'm currently scrolling to see if I can find.
You make me sad.
Oh, because I'm pretty sure Garrett responded, and I'm trying to scroll to see if I can find it. But yeah, I'm having a hard time finding it. Damn it!
I mean, there's been a lot of chat going on in our, Twitter groups. Since everyone's bored and just basically,
Oh.
how long can you just sit at home with your dick in your hand, really?
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
I found it. Here we go. So, Garrett's answer is from Vomitron. It's Wizards and Warriors, the metal version.
All right.
So, there you go.
Added. That is on Spotify.
Sweet. All right. So, the only other response that I've got for this week is from Cheeto Bandito, who said the best
Fuck
song...
yeah, Cheeto. We love you, buddy.
Indeed. Is the best song he's heard in the last 48 hours? Muddy Jesus by, I'm assuming, I don't know if it's Ian or Ian Moore. So.
I'm going to go with Ian because I think it's funny.
All right. And he said to you, good pull, that that's one hell of a song.
Oh, was it the
Whatever your
Leonard
song
Skinner?
was. Yeah. I couldn't remember what your song was.
That little fucking Skinner man. Skinner man. I'll
Skinner
have you
man.
know, Brian.
Mhm.
Our podcast SQ to W playlist
Yeah.
is up to 9 hours and 16 minutes of music.
Sweet. Now we need
Shit's growing, and I
like
love it.
Cheeto also says, sorry, B, I don't know no Little Dicky. He goes, well, besides mine.
Oh, Cheeto.
You need to get on some Little Dicky, my friend.
Yeah, you need to check that shit out.
Like I said, if nothing else, check out the song. If you're gonna look up the song that I selected, which was "Save That Money," make sure you look up the video and watch the video because the video is good. And
Yeah.
like I said, the 10 or 15 minute making of the video might be even better.
Oh, it's terrific.
Because it's him going around like asking people to give them stuff for
Hey,
free.
can I get in your mansion?
Yeah.
We're filming a video.
Yeah, just like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's terrific. It's terrific.
Yeah, my favorite's when he's trying to convince the car dealerships to let him in like a Maybach or something like that. Like all he needs like 15 minutes, and they're just like, yeah, no.
Exactly.
Like, we don't know who you are. This car's probably worth more than you are. So,
I mean, also true.
yeah. But anyway.
Anywho.
Anyway.
So what do you got for this week there, Stuart?
So I was going to ask X this question. Let me ask you this. Is what so far, right? What is the best thing that has either happened to you during this self-isolation or the quarantine thing, or what's like a silver lining, basically?
A silver lining?
Yeah.
Like,
because I know, well, not unfortunately, but like, you're still working. So, for some people, it could be like, man, I've needed a break from work or something like that, So
I mean, it's funny because I was saying this shit to my coworkers today. I was like, I am very fortunate and glad that I'm still working, but I am jealous of the people that aren't.
Which is, it's a weird dichotomy, because I've heard on some podcasts where people like comedians and stuff talking about how some of them are like, God, I can't wait to get back out to the crowds and talk with people again. And then there's some like Nikki Glaser is like, I'm actually having a great time. Like, I'm really digging the fact that I don't have to go do that, you know?
I would say probably the silver lining, because my life honestly isn't a whole lot different. I
Right.
get up and I go to work.
Yeah.
It's like the same shit.
Yeah.
With the exception of I've probably spent less money. Because
That's-
we have a bad habit of sometimes you get home from work, I'm like, I don't feel like cooking. We should just go somewhere,
Ah, right.
you know,
Gotta save that money.
walk up the road. So I mean, we've been cooking a lot more at home,
Yeah.
and I've probably saved some money. Although the trips to the grocery store I hate doing because it's like everyone's out there in their fucking Mad Max apocalypse gear, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my silver linings. I've saved some money.
Nice. Yeah.
And you know what? I want to say people seem like they're maybe a little nicer too. I don't know what it is.
That was actually going to be mine because I had kind of too. I'm a Hobie a little bit, and you know, since you brought that one up, we won't count this for either of us essentially. Then, which is, you know, I've noticed that too when I've been in the stores. Everybody seems to be nicer. People are they seem more like willing to talk.
Right.
You know, whereas I think before it was all about your agenda of just go, go, go. Now I've noticed a couple of times when I've been in the store, people have cracked jokes, and I think we're all just looking, like, first of all, we're probably all starved for attention on one hand,
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
but also, you know, because you're in the grocery store and you see another person, and it's like, hey, there's an opportunity for socializing, you know, so.
Oh, you know what? I can Hobie this as well.
All right.
Now that I think about it.
All right.
All right. My Hobie for this is the lack of finding out what the fuck celebrities are up to, because it's so great not to see this shit in the news anymore.
Yeah, that's true. There has been it's either you don't hear as much, or when someone does something, there's a lot of blowback on it because it shows. I think a lot of times it's showing how out of touch celebrities are. You know, like when you see the celebrities that are like, hey, we're all stuck home, you know, it's real tough. And people are like, yeah, it must be real tough stuck in your mansion with all that money.
With your indoor pool.
Yeah. But, you know.
So, yeah, the lack of celebrity culture has been really nice.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Mine is, like you said, my life hasn't really changed a whole lot because I don't really go out and do a whole lot. So for me, it's like pretty much the same, even though there's just a difference, you know, like you feel that weight of like you can't or you're not supposed to go anywhere, you know, whereas before it was more for me, it was the pressure of my brain going, don't go anywhere. You shouldn't go anywhere. You know, like I said, now there's the external force that's doing it. What I'm finding though for me, and this is kind of weird, but is I feel like I'm letting myself off the hook a little bit for like if I get up and I don't do anything, I'm not beating myself up for it right now.
Oh, right.
Even though realistically things are basically the same, but right now I'm just not, like if all I did, you know, in a day was, oh, I just sat and played some video games and that's really all I got done, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm like I said, I'm forgiving myself a little bit. So hopefully that'll carry over once this is over. Not that I don't want to do stuff, but you know, not every day has to be, you know, do all the things kind of a thing. Like it's cool to, you know, let yourself have these days.
And honestly, that's kind of how I used to be because I'd work so much. I'd be like, oh, it's the weekend. Let's fuck. I got to cram as much weekend into my face as I can.
Right.
And now I can't.
Yeah. Right.
You
Exactly. Know? Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. I just, I saw there was a hashtag on Twitter going around today that was, you know, and I noticed our local news channels doing theirs is like hashtag tell me something good or something like that, you know. And I've been kind of digging that. It's like, you know, there's obviously a lot of really awful news out there. And on top of that, you know, obviously, you know, like we've already discussed, we had awful news just, you know, dropped on top of what's already out there. So I was like, hey, you know, let's try to find let's find some silver lining, basically, I guess, you know, because I kind of feel like, you know, we all need to make sure that we don't let negativity creep into our head too much. I mean, it's gonna be there, you know.
Yeah, it's a constant battle to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
keep that shitty demon down.
Yeah, well, especially when anytime you turn the TV on, it's basically like, like.
Yeah, guess what? Everyone's dying.
It's just like the news people just running around screaming, like.
Exactly.
And now over to Brad with weather. Brad from his bunker in undisclosed location,
It's just covered in weeds and mud.
Really quick, after we talked last week on the podcast about the local news or whatever and their sound, how the people from home sound terrible. I watched the news like the very next night, basically, and the guy doing the weather was using his laptop microphone for his...
Oh, God, what a rook.
Oh, it was so bad. I mean, the acoustics in the room are obviously terrible, and it's just, I was like, any mic would make you sound better right now. Like, any mic. Like, take your headphones and put, or your AirPods or whatever, and I was like, but whatever.
Right.
Whatever, I guess. So.
What a douche. That's all I could say.
Yeah, exactly.
What a douche.
Yeah. So, there you go. That's the cue of the W's for this week. Our, how did you word that? Like, what would your waffle maker plate be, or what would your waffle maker be?
It's a 3D printer.
No. I'm saying
prints.
What as a cue of the
if
W.
you were, I don't know. If you were in the waffle business, what would your waffle maker make?
There you go. If you're in the waffle business, if your family, if you grew up in the big waffle industry.
Yeah, big waffle. Exactly right.
I gotta say the building thing could be fun for our whole like waffle it thing.
Oh yeah, for sure, right?
Like, yeah. I wonder if people will be trying to, because like there's long segments and small ones. I wonder if people will try different, because you could put different colors and different shits in there, and have some fun with that.
I mean, people gotta do what they gotta do.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Those are the Q of the W's, or Q's of the W. There we go. Get it right.
Q's at the dubs?
No.
Oh, no Q's at the dubs?
No dubs. No.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, that's all I got. You got anything else?
That's all I got too, man.
All right. So I guess, as always, we invite you to head over to saltylanguage.com. Click the links. The show notes will be there. All our social media links are there. You can find links to the networks we're part of, like the Tangent Bound Network and...
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. I feel like everybody's already watching our back right now. Mystical, you can just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
Jesus.
I know. That would have been a perfect thing when I was like, every time you turn on the TV, like, danger!
Danger! Yeah, right.
But anyway. Yeah, so go check out those networks. And, I don't know. If you want to contact the show, you can reach us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony.
Yeah, and
we're all over the socials. Just go to saltylanguage.com for all your social needs and wants and urges.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
And so there you go. As we've said on here and whatever, if you're going to be, picking up some food, please try to support local.
Eat local, y'all.
Yeah. Not just eat local, just if it's something you can buy local instead, try to do that to try to help them stick around. Because, most of these corporations will be fine. They'll still be around afterward. But, a lot of these small businesses, man, if they shut their doors, they might be done. So.
Yeah, that's the real bummer, honestly.
Yeah. So, just, do what you can. Be nice. Pick up your shit. Be throwing your gloves and masks and wipes on the freaking ground like an animal,
Right.
And of course, have a beer, you'll be fine.
You know, Stay Salty is something that's forever going to be at the show.
Yeah.
Because T said
Oh,
that.
fuck, you're right. I forgot about that. God damn it. Yeah.
So that's something that will never go away now.
Right. For sure.
So stay salty, people.
Man, amen to that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I guess, you know, also put something yummy in your tummy fortress.
Did you say Tummy Fortress?
Yeah, name of this episode is Tummy Fortress.
I do like the Tummy Fortress.
Right. Emphasis on, I don't know, I got nothing. So.
Emphasis?
Yeah, emphasis? Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Well, you know, well, be excellent to one another and rest easy, T.
Yeah.